So in this video we're going to analyse the third stave, the second of the three spirits, and the arrival of the ghost of Christmas present. So stave 3 starts with Scrooge waking up from a deep sleep that he fell into at the end of stave 2. Note he felt that he was restored to consciousness in the nick of time for the purpose of holding a conference with the second messenger. Therefore indicates a supernatural power behind the sleep and the waking. He also feels uncomfortably cold, which is surprising because in stave 1 it says the wintry weather was unable to chill him. He is beginning to feel again, and especially his feelings are of fear and worry and nervousness. He has a sharp lookout all around the bed. He is worried about what is to come. Then we return to this informal narrative storyteller voice that Dickens uses, as he expresses that people can be ready for anything in general. And this uses contrast here. They can be good for anything from pitch and toss, which is a game, to manslaughter, a serious crime. And more contrast down here. Nothing between a baby and a rhinoceros would have astonished Scrooge. So he is getting ready for whatever might come. However, once the bell tolls 1, again a very symbol of warning with the bell, nothing appears. And this is a very Gothic idea. This no shape appeared, of nothing appearing. It's almost like a ghost story. And then he is worried. He is actually in a violent fit of trembling. That word violent, quite important there, that adjective. And he notices after a time, and the list here shows that time passing, again, time another theme in the story, a blaze of ruddy light which streams upon the bed. And again, light is obviously a very important metaphor throughout the story. And he doesn't know where it's coming from, and he thinks it might be coming from the room nearby. He also describes it as a ghostly light further on as well, and thinks that maybe he might be about to spontaneously combust, to explode, showing his extreme fear and worry about his own safety. But he gets up to try and investigate the source and secret of the light, that little alliteration there, sibilance even, being used. And a strange voice calls him by his name. Again, very Gothic and mysterious, the idea of a strange voice knowing his name. Notice it bade him enter, which means it's sort of instructed and he obeys. So the spirit straight away is creating a sense of power and control over Scrooge. He goes into his own room. There's no doubt about it, but it has changed from the bleak, lonely room to something festive, celebratory, and luxurious, the opposite of Scrooge's normal life. We have a simile of the green in there, and it looks like a perfect grove. A grove meaning like a small, sort of almost section of a forest, group of trees. And this is again a simile indicating nature, growth, beauty. We have bright gleaming berries that glisten, again that sense of light and beauty in something that symbolises the positivity of the scene and the imagery. A triple of festive plants, holly, mistletoe and ivy, and notice even they reflect light like mirrors scattered around. So light is really being exaggerated here. There's a hyperbole about the light. A mighty blaze as well of fire, like nothing Scrooge had ever known, nothing this hearth had ever known, because Scrooge never lights the fire. And this adds warmth to the light as well. And obviously that all adds up to this idea of warmth, comfort, and a sense of home instead of the empty space it was before. Then we have a big long list joining the list of techniques, a very long list indeed. This is all the food and drink that is in this room piled up into a kind of throne. Note the very luxurious and festive dishes being suggested: turkeys, mince pies, 12 cakes. And amid this festive scene, it has a jolly giant. Again, that word jolly showing something special, very emotive language. It's glorious, it's glowing, very positive language used to describe the ghost. And the ghost is holding a glowing torch, more positive light symbolism being used here, literally holding up something that's giving out light, like the first ghost was streaming light from its head. It's not unlike Plenty's horn. Plenty's horn is a Greek symbol of myth, and it's a symbol of abundance and nourishment. Again, things that this ghost and Christmas and all these positive things suggest, contrast to Scrooge. It holds it up, repetition, high up. It's holding it over Scrooge to shed its light, to literally try and enlighten Scrooge, which he's going to do now as Scrooge sees things in this stave. The ghost words are welcoming. He repeats, "Come in," come in, he exclaims it, very welcoming and loving. He says, "Know me better." And obviously, this suggests friendship and learning about each other, something Scrooge is not known for, but the spirit is going to make it happen. But Scrooge is timid. He hangs his head. He is feeling ashamed. He's feeling less than the ghost symbolically. And he's beginning to recognise this. He was not the Scrooge he had been. And although the spirit's eyes were clear, he didn't like to meet them, so he can't even look him in the eye. And this suggests a sense of shame at his actions in the image he sees before him, and the contrast to what his life is normally like. The spirit, however, demands here, he reveals who he is. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. There's little 3 short words there, but a demand to Scrooge. That power is being used again here, power and position. Scrooge did so reverently, and reverently is almost a religious term for deep respect or honour. So Scrooge has respect and honour for this spirit. Then the description from Dickens describes the spirit as having a simple green robe with white fur. Again, it's very simple, green, indicating nature. It's a sort of, someone of the people. It's not someone that is bathed in diamonds and gems and gold. But also this white fur suggests that sense of winter. And there's almost a tie-in with the mythical figure of St. Nicholas here, who would have been shown wearing, at this time especially, green robes and fur. And so we've got that sort of wintry character being represented here in the character of gift giving and love that is presented. He has bare feet, again, that idea that he is of the people. He is opening his garment bare, he's showing his chest, and it says here, as if disdaining to be warded or concealed. He's not hiding anything, he's open to Scrooge, he's open to the world, unlike Scrooge, who is locked away. It has a holly wreath on his head as well. And here, obviously, holly is a Christmas plant, as I described earlier. But this links to religion, the idea of Jesus wearing a crown of thorns, the festive period in general, nature, light, and also it has shining icicles hanging from it, a bit like Jesus had candles on his crown of thorns in some Christian ideologies and ceremonies. And light again is symbolic of hope and joy and positivity, the light of the world. The word free is repeated here to show the sense of freedom that the spirit brings. And look at this long list of descriptions: sparkling, open, cheery, unconstrained, joyful. It's a very positive list of adjectives there. It also has an antique scabbard, and this is the thing that holds a sword, but no sword is in it, and it was rusty. And this symbolises peace. It is unused. The ghost and Christmas is a time of peace. He exclaims to Scrooge, "You've never seen the likes of him before." And this is a wider metaphor for Scrooge not engaging with the positive, the hopeful, the joyous, or the festive. He says, "You have never walked with the younger members of my family," which means previous ghosts of Christmas present, the spirit of Christmas each year, because Scrooge never celebrates Christmas. And he admits it here, "I'm afraid I've not." And the ghost says, "More than 800 spirits." This is the 18th century, remember, so, since the birth of Jesus, this is suggesting. And then Scrooge does something, again, more and more out of character for his original description, but showing he is changing. He is submissive. He speaks very truthfully and openly. "Conduct me where you will, take me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion. I was forced, and I learnt a lesson. If you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it." And again, profit linked to wealth, but a different type of wealth here. This is Scrooge changing, and so a very positive idea that he is becoming a better, more aware and educated person. He is willing to learn and to change, and this is a lesson that everyone could take away and digest in the world in Victorian England or today, and that's what Dickens wanted people to do. So our next video will explore the very detailed, very exaggerated description of Christmas morning in Victorian London, where the ghost of Christmas present takes Scrooge.